Good evening, everybody. East, West, North, South, worldwide. And welcome to Locked On Sports 216, where the Cleveland Browns defeated the San Francisco 49ers, previously undefeated, but they got one loss now. The 49ers, they defeated the 49ers, unbeatable team and everything. I heard everything under the sun and stuff like that. But the Browns came out on top 19-17 today down at Cleveland Browns Stadium. Shout out to the Browns. With me is my man Ed from Columbus. And we just here post game. Sorry about pregame. I wasn't feeling too great. Woke up a little late, wasn't feeling too great. But hey, I'm here to make up for lost time. We're back. It's good to be back. Didn't do no show Thursday, but I ain't been feeling too good the last few days. But this is one hell of a football weekend, let me tell you. But far as for the Browns today, Ed, what you think about the game so far?
Well, here's what I think. You know what? We needed this. The city of Cleveland needed it. The locker room needed it. The Cleveland Browns nation needed it. I was with my son watching the game, and it's funny because right before Moody went lined up for the kick, I said he's going to miss it wide right, and he missed it wide right. I just had that feeling. I was like, you know what? I've been through a lot of Cleveland Browns heartbreak over the years, as obviously you've experienced as well. But I just felt like this was different today. And I want to give my game ball goes to PJ Walker because you know what? He did some good things, some bad things. But you know what he did? He produced a victory. He produced a spark. And I kind of wish that Kevin Stefanski would have had him play instead of DTR because you see what a veteran quarterback can do just having game time experience in the NFL because, you know, he practiced all week. And shout out to Deshaun Watson. I know there's been a lot of hate on him and why he didn't play. But you know what? I think like when Kevin Stefanski said in the post game, he was the biggest helper of PJ Walker during the week. Yes. And you could see him on the sidelines today helping him out. And believe me, I think Deshaun Watson wants to be back on the field as soon as possible. But you know what he did for the Cleveland Browns and helping PJ Walker be ready for the best team, the San Francisco 49ers, and to defeat the best team, the San Francisco 49ers. Shout out to both quarterbacks in brown and orange today.
Yes, definitely. Definitely give a shout out to both quarterbacks and everything. And Deshaun got dragged really all week, really the last 2 weeks, about people questioning his toughness and heart and all that, whether he is into it or not and everything. He showed everybody today
Yes.
that he's 10 toes down for this team today because he didn't have to be out there on the sidelines.
Headset on, reading the plays,
Yes.
going over to PJ Walker every time. He looked like more of the offensive coordinator than what we have.
Yes.
I mean, he was into this game. Absolutely.
Yes, he was huge in this game. And I mean, he didn't have to do all that if he was invested in and stuff like that. And a lot of people that question whether he wanted to play or not, or whether he was hurt or not, kiss my ass. For real. If dude hasn't thrown, he didn't throw all the week before the bye in the Ravens game. He didn't throw then. He tried to throw on that Sunday, and it wasn't working. What was they supposed to do? Run the wishbone against the Ravens?
The triple option Navy style, that's not going to work. That's not going to work.
And then he fuck up his shoulder even more. And true. And plus, didn't we have this same movie 2 years ago with the man that's on TV right now, Baker Mayfield, when his shoulder got tore off the frame, but he continued to trot out there anyway.
True that. I think Cleveland, we've seen this show before, and, I'll go back to this whole thing. I think Deshaun, and to kind of put it to rest or whatever, I think today on the sideline and showing the work and the preparation it takes because, maybe, him being out there today, he actually helped the team more today moving forward. Now we know, Keith, too, we have a a capable backup. If Deshaun can't play,
Yes.
look, I have no doubt in my mind that PJ Walker can't go in and win more games if needed. I think this actually helps the Browns as a team because as we found out, sometimes you think, getting that franchise quarterback, oh, you're all set, you're all set. No, there's a lot of teams, you have a franchise quarterback. There's still adversity in the NFL. You look at the 49ers today, Deebo Samuel gets hurt. Christian McCaffrey gets hurt. You know what I'm saying? Brock Purdy didn't look so good today, did he?
No.
Well,
Not at all.
exactly. Not at all. And and that just proves the point that even with Deshaun in there, that doesn't prove that we would have won these games. I think it would have been closer against the Ravens, but even today, you know what I'm saying? If PJ Walker, besides those two, that last drive where he missed Elijah Moore, like those twice on those plays, but he made the right, what I liked about him? He made the right reads. He just he had bad throws. I can live with that. But there are a couple throws to Amari Cooper. He had some zing on that ball. That kid's got an arm.
Yes, he does. He does. Only thing I will say is on a couple of plays where Stefanski called, especially on that one play where he probably should have slid instead of throwing.
Absolutely, yes. Oh,
I was
absolutely.
Like, oh, no. And truthfully, on that play, if he would have looked to his right.
I said this to my son. The guy, yes. I know what
could have led David Bell
he was open
to the end zone. He was wide open.
I said the same
cornerback was
thing.
5 yards behind David Bell. He actually had the wrong read, threw to the wrong dude. Because dude was double teamed. And I was like, oh my God, no. Either slide or throw it out of bounds to Bell or somebody where nobody else can.
They asked Stefanski in the postgame. I was listening to it, and he kind of chuckled with it. And the only answer he could say is obviously, it was the wrong read or whatever like that. But he was just saying how much of PJ Walker was a gamer and how he brought juice and energy to the team. Because let's be real, going into this after a bad loss to the Ravens, then you had the bye week. A lot. I mean, obviously we're not in the locker room, but I would say that the morale couldn't have been at its highest point. And to get a spark from your quarterback, because let's be real, I've always said this, you only go as far as your quarterback. He's the field general out there. It's great that we have a great defense, and I get that. Yeah. And they said that JOK played probably his best game he's ever played as a professional. I mean,
him and Tomlinson.
Yes.
Tomlinson was in the backfield all game long.
And they mentioned that on the Fox broadcast. They were talking about that all day.
And I want to say this to the defense. Y'all redeemed yourselves because personally, I thought y'all went out against the Ravens.
Yep.
I said that on your show. Matter of fact,
Keith,
our show. Yes, and I said it emphatically, and I said it in a way that probably shouldn't have been said like I said it, but I said it.
We keep it for real. We keep it for real.
Right, but today the defense played lights out. Lights out. Now, on the first drive, we kind of was our own worst enemy. Penalties. 2 personal foul calls and stuff like that. But after that, it was literally lights out.
Well, they showed the graphic on the Fox. Is that, 5 plays, 84 yards that first drive or something. The next 30 plays, only 80 yards or something ridiculous.
And you had Brock Purdy flustered.
He did. He looked bad.
And
he
gave him his first loss. First L. And I'm also going to say this, and I'm going to give Kevin Stefanski his props. I'm going to give him his props and everything. He got a win that nobody expected him to get. Congrats to Coach Kev.
Also, Keith, I'm glad you said that because did you know that this was his first double-digit comeback win as the Cleveland Browns head coach?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I saw that. So that's even more impressive to reiterate what you just said. Yeah, and a win that we shouldn't have had, but then again, a win we were double digits, behind, and we came back and won. So kudos to Stefanski. I didn't like everything. We'll break it down, but I don't think it wasn't flawless. It wasn't perfect, but in the NFL, no team is.
Hey, check out. I'm just glad we got the win. When I seen that ball fly off to the right, I was like, no good. No good. I'm just glad we got the win and everything. And I'm not going to really, how can I say, I could be all out on the negative stuff and everything. But
no, today's not that day.
Today's not that day. Probably tomorrow will be that day.
Yeah,
we'll probably hit on that tomorrow on the We Like Sports show.
5:30, check us out, yes.
Yes, sir, 5:30 to
6:37.
6:45
We make it
or
5:30. You get mad at it. Keith always gets mad. We start at 5:30. Keith's got to go at 7. We try to get him out. But yeah, check us out tomorrow. We'll go around the NFL.
yes,
We have Mr. Spectacular coming on, special guest wrestler from that series, Wrestlers on Netflix. Big show tomorrow. But we will hit on
yes,
the Browns-Niners game. We're going to hit. But yeah, I cannot wait. 5:30. Check us out. Keith
yes.
will be in the building. It's going to be great.
Now, what was your overall on the defense today? Your
I
overall
tweeted
take on
this.
the defense?
Here's the funny thing. I tweeted this out. I said the Browns defense, if you put them on the southern border, they could secure it. Okay. My little joke right there. As soon as I tweeted that out, PJ Walker throws the interception. We give up a touchdown. I'm like, son of a, you know what, but I will say one thing about this Browns defense. You limit the 49ers to 17 points. You did your job. You hang your hat on the
Yes.
hat rack and you did your job. I mean, no matter what happens in that game, under 20 points. I mean, and another thing, what I liked about the defense was they smothered, they hit hard. They had to hit hard. Look, they injured McCaffrey.
Yes.
I mean, they got
Debo
Debo Samuel out. Yeah,
Yes.
Samuel's out. Trent Williams, who prayed. Let's talk about this. What did we knew there was energy, Keith, when we saw the videos of the pre-fight before the game. What'd you think about that?
Hey, it probably woke the Browns up. Probably woke them up. Because, when you go into the game, you're like, oh, we facing an undefeated team and everything. And then, that happens. You kind of wake everybody up because it's like now you're trying to disrespect us on top of this.
Right.
And we was also a 9-point dog. And now you're disrespecting us. Kind of woke the Browns up where they played for a purpose. And honestly, and I'm going to say this, for the first time this season, well, actually, I can't really say that about the defense. Defense has played their asses off.
Yeah.
Really, except for the Baltimore game.
Which I think they were deflated because of the whole Deshaun thing, and then they're on the field the whole game.
South, but they played their butts off for 60 minutes.
Yeah.
60 minutes.
I would say I think it was the most complete defensive effort today.
Yes.
And Emerson with his first interception, that was nice to see. I said this in a tweet earlier in the week that, the Browns defense had been really, really good. And they were number one statistically when it comes to yards given up, but they were not number one in takeaways. The San Francisco 49ers had like 9. We only had 3. It was nice to see not only did we get the 3 and outs, but we actually got a takeaway. Now, it didn't turn into anything, but that's what you have to do. And I thought the Browns, I'll say this too. If Emerson's going to play like he's going to play, I thought Newsome played well today. I mean, we played just even Ward a couple times on Ayuk, broke up some balls. The physicality of our defense, it's not just the front end, it's the whole team, whether it's the back end. The linebackers played that way with JOK today. It wasn't just a solid schematic dominance today, but it was let's flex on the 49ers today, and they flexed on them.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. The defense did their job today. They did their job. They did their job. And I mean, it gives you it. How can I say it? I wasn't down on the team at all because, hey, we're 2-2. I wasn't down on them. And actually, I'm gonna be honest, I did have this as a loss.
I think a lot of people,
game, I had it marked as a loss. But I also said there's a chance that the Browns can win if they make it ugly.
The weather helped too. Hey, the weather helped too. When that rain came in, that was a perfect time because it seemed like that's when the rain came really heavy. It was when they were on offense, and it kind of slowed down that passing game.
Yes, and I said if the Browns could play AFC North football, they got a shot.
Yep.
And I had one dude, Ed, I can't wait to see you at work tomorrow, buddy. I can't wait to see you at work tomorrow. When you told me all week they don't have a chance, I said, Ed, this is why they. Matter of fact, his name is the same name as yours. Ed.
Yeah, good name. Hey, that's good name.
He's a Bengals fan, by the way.
We can't all be perfect. Can't all be perfect, I guess.
But I said, Ed, this is why they play the game. This is why they have to go out on the field and play the game. They got a shot.
But here's the thing about that. I guess what it comes down to is you have a good team when we really needed on offense was a spark. Because if you look at PJ Walker, I mean, it's easy if you dissect it, and we'll probably talk about it tomorrow on the show. like I said, he wasn't perfect. There were throws that he missed. There was things, but the energy that he brought, and it's just like it's weird because I remember going back to '88 when the Browns would win games with Don Strock and Mike Pagel, and they would win games, but it wasn't the energy that they brought. It was just that they ran the play, they executed the plays. This Browns
Right.
team is so good. I think that you look at how Kareem Hunt played today. Let's give a shout out to
Man.
the offensive line and Michael Dunn coming in and playing. And look at DeJuan Jones from Ohio State. That rookie, I mean, he keeps getting better and better and better. And maybe going forward with this offensive line, it can get cheaper and cheaper with having these rookies and these one guys. We overpay for this offensive line. That can only help us because Amari Cooper, shout out to him for being a professional. That catch that he made on the sideline we made plays today, and I think that was all predicated on the spark that PJ Walker brought to the huddle today. I don't think that can be
Yes.
said enough.
Yes. PJ Walker was 18 of 34, 192 yards, two interceptions, two sacks, but the two interceptions, one didn't kill you, and the other
The one was really bad. That
one
one was
was really
bad.
bad.
Yeah, but after that, what I'll say to this, after he threw that interception, we came back on offense and we drove the. You know what I'm saying? Like we got
Yes.
down and we got that field goal. So I give him credit. Anybody could have folded under that or held their head down.
Yes.
Nope, he got back in the huddle and we still had that same spark. Went down there and got that field goal. And at the time, it's like, oh, we got to settle for a field goal. But you know what? And then San Francisco did us a favor because the next possession they got the penalty when it comes to what was that? I can't even. I'm so happy I can't
Oh,
even think of
intentional grounding.
intentional
Intentional
grounding and the
grounding.
intentional
Yeah.
grounding penalty. Yeah, and they didn't even. And then they threw the other two times. They didn't even basically what 15 seconds came off the clock. They really did us a
Yes.
favor.
Yes. And the running game. Jerome Ford, 17 carries, 84 yards. And he did more north south than he did east west today.
Mm-hmm.
Kareem Hunt is starting to round into form. 12 carries, 47 yards, and a touchdown.
Nice. And too, a lot. If you look at those numbers, a lot 12 for 47. It wasn't exactly okay. Maybe the yards. It was he got first downs. That
Yes.
was the key.
Yes. Yes. And Amari Cooper, 4 receptions, 108 yards.
Oh, he had 108. I didn't see this. He got over 100. Okay, all right.
Yes. Dave Njoku got to be kicking the team because he had a 40-yard reception called back due to
Yep.
penalty. He had another big reception called back due to penalty. I know he like, what in the world? My only problem with the Browns is they self-destructed on offense, or
Yeah.
they probably would have won this game going away.
Well,
But
that's right.
they
That's
got
right.
to win.
They got the
So
win.
I'm not going to harp on it. They got to win. That's all that matters. They got to win. But Njoku played tough despite.
Yeah, I thought.
He played tough.
Honestly, when you look at the whole team, I think tough is the word of the day because and that's what they really did. They were mentally tough. They overcame things that other games that they would have folded. And it's just like they just kept coming and battling and battling and battling. And you know what? And until it was 0 on the clock, they weren't going to stop. I think the best thing was watching that last kick. And Mooney missing
Yes.
it. And then you look at the sideline. I think they were surprised too. You see the reactions of the Browns because it's a 41 and 42 yarder, and he's a pretty good kicker. I think they probably thought it was their demise. And when he missed it, it's like they went to being like one thing about being a football player, and they make millions of dollars and everything. But I still
Yes.
think the joy that they get is like being an 8-year-old celebrating a victory. It was fun to
Yes.
see. I think it's fun for the city of Cleveland, and it's what us Browns fans we definitely needed this.
Definitely. So the Browns go to 3-2. Next week,
What a difference!
they take on the Indianapolis Colts.
Winnable game.
Lost
Winnable
today.
game.
Yes, winnable game. And the Colts don't have their quarterback either. He might be out for the season.
Yeah, Richardson. Yeah, that's sad too because I wanted to see what he could do. He looks like he has a promising. It's like C.J. Stroud down in Houston. It's fun to see a rookie class come in that actually might be something. And this class
Yes.
looked like it was going to be. So hopefully Richardson gets back and. But hey, if it makes it easier for Minshew mania, hey, I think the Browns are going to feast on that next week.
Oh yes. Because defense travels.
Yes.
Defense travels in the NFL. And hopefully our quarterback will be back next week. But if not, they say the
If not,
injury.
if not, right.
If not, hey, PJ Walker got some tuning up to do, a little fine tuning and
Right.
everything. And honestly, for the most, now, what do you grade Stefanski on the play calling for the day?
Well, I'll give him a B. I'll give him a B. I think the problem with Stefanski is I think that he gets too cute. He just gets too
Yeah,
cute. Like
sometimes you know how you got some of them people that just do shit just to do shit just because they can't help themselves,
he
and
right.
that's Kevin. He can't
Yes,
help himself
can't help
sometimes
himself.
because it was bad clock management. Really,
Oh,
at the end,
yeah,
you supposed to make them use all their timeouts.
timeouts.
Make them use all their timeouts. And that play, I'm like, oh no, PJ, no, you incomplete pass, you stopped the clock, you
The
gave
clock. I know,
Ruckert
and then they made him keep
almost
one
2 minutes.
timeout left.
Yes, you supposed to make them use all their
All
timeouts
of
and kick
them.
the field goal, and then you let Brock Purdy and them figure it out.
Yeah.
You let them
I
figure it
think
out.
I think play calling. Here's I guess this gets overlooked. And when you're assessing play calling on a Sunday, I think it's very easy to just look at what they called and if it worked or if it didn't, if it was too cute or not. But I'll give Kevin Stefanski credit this week and kudos to him. He and Deshaun Watson as well, because I think Watson played a part in it. Anytime you can get a quarterback that hasn't played first
Yes.
time all year, first time for your organization against the number one team, and you win, well, you don't have
I'll
to
run away.
apologize to anybody.
I'll run away with it. I'll take it.
Right, right,
I
right.
will definitely take it at every
I'm
chance.
not looking back. I'm just running
I'm
away
not
with it.
looking back, nothing like that. I'm like Bill Belichick would say, we're on to Indianapolis.
That's right. That's right.
We're
That's
on to
right.
Indiana, goddammit. We're on to
Yeah, that's
Indiana.
right.
We're
Yep.
3-2, we're on to Indiana.
And what a difference, like I said, with Baltimore winning against Tennessee in London today, and then with
Yes.
Cincinnati beating Seattle. I know the Steelers were on a bye. This was not a week where we could afford taking an L because of
Ooh,
what was going on in the division. 2-3 is looking up compared to 3-2.
yes.
I
And
mean, it really
then
is.
then you gotta be back in dreaded last place again.
Yeah, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there.
No. No, I don't want to be in the cellar at all. Hell no.
No,
Three
that's
and two, good. That means we're tied. No,
well, I'm not
we're
going to worry
actually
about
in
that
second
tiebreaker yet.
place.
Yeah,
We're
technically, yeah, yeah,
actually in third place because we're
yeah.
behind Pittsburgh. But got
We
to
get to
win.
play them one more time, though. We'll figure that out.
Yes. Oh, November 19th. That's Assassinate Minka Day.
Oh, okay. Yes.
November
Okay.
19th.
Fair enough. Fair
It's
enough.
Get Minka Day. Forget that. It's Get Minka
Yeah.
Day. But
Yeah.
actually, the Browns played like an AFC North team today.
I don't
They
think I don't
brought
think
the
I don't think San
physicality.
yes, I don't it's funny too because San Francisco's and I think San Francisco is a very physical team. But you know what
Yes.
what surprised me the most was they have so many weapons, but I guess I didn't realize that when their weapon like Debo Samuel went down, I didn't
Ooh,
realize how much it stunts their offense. And it's like
yes.
wow. I thought they could overcome that a little bit more. I know when CMC got hurt, they could not run the football at all, and then we made them one
Nope.
dimensional. I'll say one thing about the Browns, just like we did against Cincinnati. If the Browns can make a team one dimensional,
They
we're
got
gonna
him.
win all day. We're gonna win all
Yeah.
day.
They got him. They got him.
Yeah,
Because I was like, man, McCaffrey out? Okay.
yeah.
Okay. They can't do
Okay.
nothing with us.
They didn't. I mean, without that interception and that short field to get that touchdown that they got, I mean, they weren't. I was not afraid of them actually moving the ball. And if it wasn't for that Emerson pass interference, you know what I'm saying, that we would have they probably would have went 4 and out on that because that would have been third. We had them so defeated, and they're what it
Yes.
was. It reminded me of the Bengals that first game when Burrow was just throwing incomplete passes. That's what we had
Yes.
Purdy doing basically. We had him on the run throwing bad passes. It was fun to watch.
Yes. Purdy was 12 of 27 for
Eesh,
125 yards,
yikes.
one touchdown, one interception.
And he could have had a couple more interceptions that we dropped.
Yes.
Newsom almost had another one. JOK almost had another one. It was very un-Purdy like for them.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
And
So
Christian McCaffrey had 11 runs for 43
I have
yards.
him on my fantasy team, Keith. That one hurt.
And he had 3 receptions for 9 yards and a touchdown.
That's a
And
recipe for a
truthfully,
win.
the key to stopping San Francisco is really stopping McCaffrey.
Yeah, you're right. You're
And
right.
then it also helped that Debo Samuel wasn't in the
Because
game
they couldn't
too.
get nothing. They couldn't. Samuel. One thing about him is, he makes the safety have to be honest, and when he's not in
Yes.
there, then we can have the safety kind of do whatever they want to do and be wherever they want to be. And there was one play where they were showing where the safety came down, and then the receiver came up, and we we smashed him on it, and it was fun to watch. What now? I'll be honest, as a Browns fan, because I think in the beginning the officiating was horrible,
Woo.
but did they do us a favor with that? Because that was not a target. That was not. He hit him in the shoulder. That kept that drive alive. Where we got the field goal. Thank you, Lord. I think as a Browns fan, it's about time one went our way. But Keith, what was your
I
take on that?
I was gonna say that. I was gonna say this. Every once in a while, the dog will shine on a dog's ass, and today it shined on the Browns in the fourth quarter
We needed.
because it was
Amen.
two questionable calls in the fourth quarter, two
Yes.
questionable penalties in the fourth
Yes.
quarter on the 49ers and everything. And I was like, whoa, that wasn't. Hey, I'll take
All right.
it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Be quiet. I'll take
Yeah.
it.
How about zip zip?
But they had some questionable penalties on us too. So
Oh, that's what I'm saying. The first half, basically, it was like even when they were measuring for that first down, that they gave it to us, but when they had to change, I'm like, how is that not a first down? I don't understand.
right,
The ball.
exactly. Then it was a play where I can't remember who it was. Somebody grabbed one of our players' face mask and
Oh yeah,
stuff,
when
and
he
they
was coming,
didn't
he was
even
running
call
down
it
the side, grabbed
offense.
his face, man. Yeah,
Yeah. And I mean, it was another couple of times that the 49ers players on offense grabbed our face mask.
right. And that was
But
like
think
when
about
Deshaun
this.
Watson got called in.
But they called Deshaun Watson for it twice, but they
He
didn't
twice in
call
just about.
nobody on
Yep.
offense since.
Yep.
Since it's like, what kind of game is these refs roughing? I mean, but hey, I'll take those penalties in the second half. Definitely.
Oh yeah. Also too. I thought Corey Bojorquez, our punter. Oh, he had some nice punts. That 69-yard punt that he had when they had. I mean, I also our special teams, and then our field goal kicker Hopkins D Hop. I know he missed the one. They missed the one, but okay, so those cancel out. But he's money. He's
Right.
been money since we got him.
Yes, he has. And he's been hitting from 50 plus yards.
That's true. That's true. That was the one knock that we were kind of worried about his. Like we knew
Yes.
inside 40 to 45 he was good, but
He was
he's hitting
good,
these
but
long ones now.
he's hitting these ones 55,
Yeah.
52.
Yep.
I'm like, man.
So let's recap here. We have special teams, I'd say dominant. We know we have a dominant defense. All we needed was our offense to control, move the ball, control the. You look at the time of possession. Look, Keith, you got the stats for time of possession. We hung with them. There was one. When I saw it, it was like 14. We were only down by like a minute or 2 minutes, and that we hung with them time of possession. And I thought if we could, with a dominant defense that we have, if you can, have the time of possession roughly to be where the 49ers were, because they're scoring 30 points a game. I knew we were going to be in this game, and when I saw that we were doing that, I'm like, yeah, we got this.
Yeah, our time of possession was 33-15 to 26-45.
What? See, we actually won the time of possession.
We
Wow.
outgained them. We had 18 first downs compared to 15 for the
Wow.
49ers. Third down efficiency, we was 3 of 13. San Francisco was 3 of 12.
Okay, so we talk. Okay.
Rushing yards, we outrushed them 160 to 108.
Wow.
Passing yards, we outpassed them with our
Whoa.
third string
Who would
quarterback
have guessed that? Who would have guessed that going into the game?
174 to 107. Total
Wow.
yards, we outgained them 334 to 215.
That's a butt whooping there.
Interception, well, sacks, we had 3, they had 2.
Okay.
Interceptions thrown, we had 2. Unfortunately, they had 1.
Right.
San Francisco even punted more than us, 6-4.
Okay.
Penalties. Now,
Oh,
this is
jeez.
where my pet peeve is.
Oh.
The Browns 13 penalties for 119 yards.
Yikes.
San Francisco 12 for 105. Now, I'll be honest, the Browns did everything they could have done in a way to lose this game.
Well, that's so
But
Browns. Like,
but somehow they pulled it out. And that's an encouraging sign.
we got to
If
learn how to
they
win.
Yeah, gotta know how to win. And if A can clean some of the mental lapses and mistakes up,
I mean, because a lot of those penalties, like you were saying, that especially that first drive, those personal fouls and things like that, those are mental penalties. Those are
Yes,
frustration. Those are, yeah. You if you can clean that up, then you know what I'm saying you can limit drives, you can limit points, and see where you go because your offense is proven even with a third string
yes,
quarterback or whatever he is that you can win the time of possession battle. Then that's really
yes.
good. I mean, I kudos to Stefanski today.
And the thing is, also with our turnovers, I think through 5 games, let's see, we turned the ball over twice. Two, then against Baltimore 3 times, that's five.
I think we were
Against
-7 going into this game.
Tennessee, that's one, that's six. Pittsburgh, what's it like?
Too. Keith. I know that for instance, we
Pittsburgh
were
was
minus.
four.
I think we were going into this game. We were a -7. We had caused
Yes.
3 turnovers, and we had given up 10 turnovers.
And
So,
the one thing that's alarming, I will say this is alarming, and not to damper on the victory, our quarterbacks got to take better care of the football.
oh, absolutely, absolutely,
2 interceptions,
yeah,
can't do it. We can't win substantial. We can't win. It doesn't sustain. It doesn't add to. It doesn't add up to
right.
long term success if we keep turning the ball
No,
over
you
on
get right.
offense.
It's not winning. Is not sustainable when you're losing the
No,
turnover battle, and yeah, yeah,
no, we can't do
not at
that. We
all.
got to clean that up.
Hey, Keith, sounds like you're raining on the parade here. We don't want to
Not
do
raining on
that.
a parade.
It
No,
sounds
not
like
at
you're
all.
raining on it.
Not at all. But if the Browns clean up their mistakes on
Yes.
offense and their defense, literally, besides the Baltimore game, has played flawlessly for real. This team could run off some wins because now we starting to go into the weaker part of the schedule,
Right, right.
and all these next games coming up are winnable.
Yeah, what do we have? Indianapolis and what Seattle?
Yes,
So yeah,
Indianapolis, Seattle. Then we got Indianapolis, Seattle. Let me
I knew
see.
there was like a string of like four to five games that are very winnable coming up. And I'm not
Yes,
look going to Seattle is not just it's not a gimme. I'm not saying
Seattle's
that.
not easy. Yeah,
No,
but we
I
got
think people. Yeah, I agree with
got
that.
Indianapolis, Seattle, Phoenix, or
Okay.
Arizona,
No.
and then we go back to see the Ravens again,
Okay.
and then D-Day, the Steelers, and then we go to the Broncos.
Okay. So, but if you can win a majority, only maybe lose two of those games and win the rest of them, or
Right,
only yeah, you can stack some wins up coming up
we'll
basically.
be in good shape and everything, and
Yeah.
especially if
Well.
we get Deshaun back.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and I think also too what like I said, watching PJ Walker proves that if Deshaun's even not 100%, we can still win. I just don't want to put Deshaun out there if he's going to get hurt and make it. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like a lot of people are like, oh, he should play even if he's at 80%. I know we can win now. And watching PJ Walker, I know we can win with Deshaun not being 100%, but I don't want to put him in a position where it could, hurt him even more and then he's out longer. So we know we can win with PJ Walker. I'm not saying it's a long-term thing. I'm not saying that's, our season should be based upon him, but knowing that he can win, against Indianapolis, if Deshaun's not 100%, that's a PJ Walker game, if
Yes,
you can go in there. Because if you can beat
yes,
San Francisco with PJ Walker, you should be able to at least be competitive at Indianapolis. I would think most people would
yes,
agree with that.
and he'll have another week of practice.
Another week, exactly, exactly. Yes,
Another week of practice, and he will probably improve on reading the field.
yes,
He'll
yes.
definitely improve upon that. So, practice time, reading the field would
He
be the
made some
main
good.
thing.
There were a couple
Made some
throws
good
that
throws though.
he made some good. He made some really good throws. Good reads as well too. Besides that last drive where he almost threw it away, but there's a couple times he threw it to Amari Cooper that he knew where the safety was, and a couple times it sailed out of bounds. But I'm like, that is a quality NFL read and throw right there. And like I said,
Yes.
with some extra practice and with these receivers. Now I will say one thing, and I don't want to rain on anybody's parade. Is he on a milk? Where's DPJ at this year? I mean, where? Seriously, did he have a catch today? I don't think. I mean, I know Bell caught a first down. I know Amari Cooper caught some passes, and Joku Hunt caught some passes. Did DPJ catch a pass? I don't remember if he did, and I mean, it's getting to the point where is he out there just for blocking purposes, or what's the deal?
Ed, You're
You know,
right. He didn't catch
nope.
a pass.
I knew it. I
He
knew
didn't
it.
catch a pass. He did return one punt,
Okay.
but he didn't
I
catch a
like that.
pass.
Who's that? Who is that new guy that they have returning and kick? I like him.
Oh, 16. I
Yeah, I
forgot the
like him.
dude's name.
I,
What's his
I
name?
know. I
What's
was
his
watching the
name?
game and
Oh,
shout out.
Jalen Darton. Jalen
I like
Darton.
him. I think he's got a little spark in him.
He had 2 kick returns for 42 yards,
Yeah,
averaging
that's pretty
21 per
good.
return. Yeah. Yeah,
He's
I
got a
like
little
Jalen
giddy up in
Darton.
him, you know?
He should have probably been up on the roster all year.
I know. I agree. And he does provide a spark. And you know what he does? When watching him compared to like the others that we've had, he actually takes different angles and goes different. He actually reminds me of, we're old school cats. So we remind, Ice Cube McNeil,
Yeah.
Eric Metcalf, when actually a returner could actually, like, I don't know, do something.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, DPJ had 1 punt return for 5 yards.
Okay. All right. Well,
And Jalen
I mean,
Darton
but I
had
know he
the
had the penalty. He
rest.
had a holding penalty. I remember he had a holding penalty. I do remember that.
Yeah,
Just saying. I
DPJ is
just like,
missing.
well, you know what? I'll say one thing, with the Michigan players, we had one missing a field goal for the 49ers, so that was good. But we need our Michigan player, DPJ. We need him to actually, like, I don't know,
Yes.
make one catch a game, maybe.
Yeah. Now, my question is this. Would you go after one of Denver's receivers
We
in the
yeah,
trade?
I would. I think I would, and here's why. Because you're gonna get Watson back, and I look at this offense, and it reminds me of, look, I know this isn't high school football, but shout out to Taze Valley. My daughter we had senior night this, and same with Taze Valley. They have one good wide receiver, and they don't have anybody on the other side. And I look at the
Right.
Browns with Amari Cooper, and then I look at this offense. Who's really, if DPJ's a guy on the other side, let's be real. He had zero catches. Zero. He had
Zero.
zero. You know how many
Shut
catches I
out.
had? How many catches did you have today, Keith?
I had zero.
I had zero. So you're saying that we are the equivalent of DPJ?
Yeah,
Okay, fair
exactly.
enough. Okay,
Exactly.
well, yeah.
I'm
Well, then the
I'm
answer is
glad
this: yes,
that
we
they
go get him.
I'm glad that they used Goodwin in another play besides Stone and
That was
Bateman.
fun. That was a fun little run.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
glad they
speed
used Goodwin. Yes. I'm happy for he had a one run for 20 yards. I think they should incorporate him in the playbook a little bit
instead
more.
of Elijah Moore with those sweeps. He's faster.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
Elijah
don't.
Moore
I
did
don't like.
okay.
He did. Here's the thing. I think Stefanski, and we've talked about this on both shows, that he falls in love with Elijah Moore, and if he's going to do those end arounds and things like that, do it with somebody that actually has more speed. Okay, if Goodwin's your
Yes.
fastest guy, I don't like that east and west crap. You get caught behind the line, and then you get in trouble.
Yes.
We're old school, run north and south. But Kevin, if you can't help yourself, Kevin, if you just cannot help yourself, Kevin, do me a favor. Give the ball with those jet sweeps to, I don't know, the fastest guy, a guy with Olympic speed, and that would be Marquise Goodwin.
Yes.
Give it to him. Thank you.
Yes. He
Thank you for
should
listening.
because whew, man.
He almost took it to the high. I mean, he almost broke it,
Yeah.
Goodwin.
Yes. I mean, I was like, man, where has this been? Run if you're gonna run jet sweeps, run them with Goodwin.
Yeah, it makes sense. I don't like when they get caught in the backfield, and I think other teams have caught on. If Elijah Moore's in going across in the backfield, it's going to be one of those end arounds or sweeps. I think people have caught on to your cute plays, Kevin. Sorry,
Yes, like I said, Kevin just can't help himself. He just one of those
cannot.
people. He like, well, I like all this, but I just gotta try this. I just
Got it.
gotta try
It's
it
gonna
one
work. It's
time.
gonna work
Come on, it's
eventually.
gonna
It's
work
gonna
one day. It's gonna work. I
right,
just gotta try this. The next thing you know, we get a 5 yard loss or something.
right.
Be like, damn,
And you don't.
Kevin.
And what you don't want to do with I don't know, a guy that's starting for the first time. The last thing you want to do is put PJ Walker in a 2nd and 15. I mean,
Yes. And I think that was a lot that was going on, which caused a lot of the interceptions and stuff
yeah,
with
yep.
the penalties and stuff like that. Because you notice that second interception came after a penalty,
A
which
penalty.
he
It
had a
did,
nice game with Njoku, which got wiped out through the penalty, then making it 2nd and 16. Then
and then he threw it.
it's a
Yeah.
predictable pass down, and then he threw it, and it was like, oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Exactly. But hey, not going to harp on the negative. We
No,
got the
no, no.
win.
It's nope.
And plus, in the NFL, anyway, reason why I said the Browns had a shot is Nobody's went undefeated since the 1972 Dolphins.
That's yeah.
And that's for a reason.
We
Because
caught him at
they,
a good time. We caught him at a good time.
yeah, we
They
caught
played
them
that
at a good
Sunday night
time.
game.
Yeah, they had just beat the tails off Dallas,
Yep.
and they had to come all the way over here, and they had to play earlier than they normally play.
Yep.
So we caught them at the right time.
Well, and we took advantage of it. Like that's what good teams do. Good teams take advantage of your schedule. Like, there's a lot of times you look at like somebody's schedule and you'll be like, well, how come they beat, the 49ers, but you can, or you beat the Lions, or it all depends when you play them.
Yes.
In the circumstances, who did you play the week before? Was it a physical game? Well, are you flying across the country? Or, you know what I'm saying? So all those factors, that's why, like you said, the 72 Dolphins are, that is special because, it's not just who's on your schedule. It's when you play them, how you play them, and the who, what, when, where, why. And that's why I think that 72 Dolphins, I don't think that's ever going to be broken. It's going to be tough for a team to go undefeated. Even the Patriots tried that and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, they lost in the most important game.
Yeah, exactly. The
The
last
Super
one,
Bowl.
right?
Yeah, the last one. The
Yeah.
last one. And I mean,
Don't want to
hey,
lose that one. Don't want to lose.
yeah,
that
and that's why I said, hey, I can't wait to see Ed tomorrow at work about 9 o'clock.
You
Ed
gotta.
knows that he can't go in through the other side of the building. He has to come see me. He has to come see me tomorrow.
Well,
Ed, I'll be seeing you tomorrow.
shout out Ed. Shout out Ed. You will not get by Keith. And by the way, the looks of it, I don't think Keith is going to let you slide on this one. I think you're going to let him have it.
Not at all.
Right.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. And like I said, that's why you play the game. Hey, it ain't like college where it's predictable and everything. Because, like I said, it take heaven and hell and all that stuff to lose and stuff like that. But this has been a perfect football weekend. Ohio State won
They look good too,
convincingly,
doing it.
setting up the showdown next week.
Penn State at Ohio
Yes.
State. Ooh.
Whew, that's gonna be a good one.
I think it's going to be a good one, but my early prediction, I think the Buckeyes win at least by 10 points.
Okay.
Yeah. But it'll be I think it'll be a close game, but I think like 30-20 or something like that. It'll be a good game.
Yes. I think Ohio State will win something like 30-24, something like that.
Okay.
Like 30-24, something like that.
As long as you win and survive in advance.
Yes, survive and play on to the Michigan game.
One scares me, Keith. That one scares me.
It scares me too and everything. Oof. But I'm not gonna think about that game right now.
No, we got we got Victory Monday tomorrow on the We Like Sports show. So that's
yes, sir. And we got to get through Penn State next week, and it's in the horseshoe, so that's an advantage. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Also, did you watch the Colorado game on Friday?
Oh my goodness, 29-0 at the half, and then.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. Dion was right about what he said after the game. When he said he had to ask his players, do they really love the game or not? Or are they just in it to get clicks and likes? Because Dion was not happy at all.
Yeah, well, we know they're getting plenty of NIL money, a lot of them. So I don't know.
Yeah, and Travis Hunter was getting cooked by dude, number 13 on Stanford. Whew. Dude get drafted. That's his highlight film.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. He just show him that. I mean, you know what though? I'll give Prime some credit. I don't want to be too harsh on him.
But what? If you really look at it, Prime didn't exceeded all expectations already.
Oh, absolutely. He's already done it. He's already done that. Absolutely.
Because think about this. That team was 1-12 last year. And they got beat on an average of 26 points a game. By 26 a game. That is the largest deficit of a Division I FBS team.
Wow.
26 a game. And then the Pac-12. And think about this. If you go, besides the Oregon game, they was in every game, for real.
Yeah. And the USC game, they almost came back and won it.
Yes. So, this year is learner year for his team. Really, it's a
They're,
learner
you know
year.
what? They're a must-watch team. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Because it's like they put up points. They're fun. Shador Sanders. I mean, he's fun to watch.
he's the
Travis
man.
Hunter. I mean, yeah,
Yes, but Dion said that he don't have the guys in
he
the
does it. And
trenches.
the
He
defense
said it.
is
Yeah,
undersized. They're
and the
undersized.
defense
They're undersized.
undersized, so it
We saw
is
that
what
in
it
Cleveland
is.
last. We saw the big difference between Cleveland's defense is we have the beef up the middle now. We didn't have that last year.
Yes, show didn't. You
Yeah,
show didn't. But like
yeah.
you said, Dion even said that he admitted to that. But he said, he 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 wasn't happy. I'll just say that. My
Opposite of what
dude,
we're feeling right now as Cleveland Browns fans.
yes, yes, he wasn't happy. And he got to go against it the rest of the schedule. But I think they might get a win or two
Oh,
later
I
on
think
coming
so.
out.
I think absolutely, absolutely. They have the offense too, and their defense gets turnovers. I think that second half they just weren't getting turnovers, and they're predicated on getting turnovers because when you're
I
undersized.
think they just played deflated in the second half.
Yeah. Well, you're up 20. I mean, you know what? It's a learning lesson. Just like in life. Hey, I tell my son this all the time, no matter what, you got to keep your foot on the pedal because, hey, other teams aren't
Yes.
quitting. I mean, so.
Yes, you see how Ryan Day was on that sideline yesterday when they
Yeah,
got
he's
up 20
chewing.
to
Yeah,
nothing. Yeah,
yeah.
he was chewing them out.
When they
He
those
is
delay
like,
of game penalties, he was not happy with. He's even
no.
chewing.
And I think Ryan Day must have watched the Colorado game the night before and said, we
Well,
not having
you know
this.
what? I'll say one thing. He definitely, as from a coach, you saw him with the whole Notre Dame and Lou Holtz and calling him out. He's got an edge to him this year where, he doesn't want
Yes.
anybody disrespecting how they play. And even the players, like when they get the layup game penalties and they do stupid stuff, you see him tune out McCord, you see him tune out the offensive lineman. Look, he wants to set a standard. And I think, you know why? He wants them playing perfect when they go November 25th at Michigan
Yes.
because he can't afford another loss.
No, he cannot.
He knows that. He knows that. And I think that everything is predicated on getting better for that game. And if he's not seeing progress week to week, he's gonna be very vocal about why he's not getting that progress.
And think about this. They beat Notre Dame when Ohio State wasn't even sure about their quarterback.
Exactly.
And Notre
Exactly.
Dame last night
They look
just,
good.
whew, man.
A question, Keith. Caleb Williams, overhyped? Is he just lack of receipt? Like, what is it? Because he does not look the same
Um,
this year.
I would say this. Caleb Williams had a defense that can put it to him.
Yeah.
And USC has never been, well, USC of Lincoln Riley's
Right.
tenure
Right.
has never been a physical football team. Now,
Nope.
when they had Pete Carroll,
Oh, they could hit.
oh yeah, they was physical. But
They're
this
laying them
USC
over.
team,
Soft. They're
you can get
soft.
about anything. Yeah, they're soft. You can get
They're
anything
soft.
you
Let's just
want on
call it
them.
like they're soft. They're
Yeah, they're
soft.
soft and
Yeah.
everything. And I mean, because you got to think about it when they was playing Arizona, Arizona was putting the wood to them in the
I
first half.
know. Yeah,
They was putting the wood to them,
I
and
know.
also they go on cross country, and Notre Dame defense is physical
They are. Yeah, yeah. That's the one thing. It wasn't even against the Buckeyes. That was a very physical
because
game.
this is not a typical Notre Dame team defense either. Because
No, that's
normally
correct.
Notre Dame usually go dominate the ACC peeps and get
Yeah.
dominated by the time they get in the playoffs, but
Yep.
when I seen them against Ohio State, I was like, "Damn, this team physical as
They
hell."
are. They got an edge to them too, and
Yeah,
they hit hard. They hit.
and they got a quarterback this year and a
Yeah.
running game, so
Yeah.
they took it to USC.
They
They
absolutely.
sent them back to California with their tails between their legs, took off
Yeah.
their Trojan skirts and threw them at them.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
USC, be ready for more next year because you come
They
into the
bet, yeah,
Big
they're
Ten
coming to the
next
Big
year.
Ten. They better toughen up that defense because playing
Yes,
games against even like Illinois, Minnesota, and stuff. You think that okay, they're going to be gimme wins. Okay, I'll give you that. But their defense is a lot tougher in the Big Ten than they are out in the Pac,
yes.
whatever it's going to
Because
be.
think about this: if you look at all the Colorado's games, their two most physical games was the Oregon game and the
Yep,
Nebraska game. And guess what conference Nebraska is in? The Big
the
Ten.
big. Oh, also, too, Keith, that was a great game. Did you watch the Oregon Washington game?
Yes.
That was
Yes,
a
I
great.
did.
That was a great game.
Even though, you know what? Oregon's coach deserved that loss.
he's got too much. Look, I like coaches that get fired up, but he looks like a madman. There's something that I don't know.
He's like an ass wipe. Why in the
Yeah,
world would you go for it on 4th and 3
right.
and give the possible Heisman Trophy winner this
Half a
year
field. Yeah,
half a field?
yeah.
And
Well,
Penix
and
got them down in 2 plays.
what I didn't understand, I didn't like him going for it before the half. He should have kicked the field goal. And there's another
Yeah,
time I'm sick of these coaches, and we talked about it with Stefanski and the Browns. Just take the points. Stop this insanity.
I
Take the
think
points.
football, in a sense, has become too analytical.
Yes, I agree.
It's become too analytical, and you don't actually feel the temperature of the game because
Right. These are human
anybody in their
beings out
right
there.
mind, you
Yeah.
at midfield and you call a 4th and 3 against Washington, and you not thinking that Penix can drive down that field real
He
quick.
did it in 2 plays. He did it in 2 plays.
You punt and
Yes.
put
Pin
them
him back.
in put
Yep.
them in field position, put them in
Yeah.
positive field position for your team. And if
Right.
Penix can drive them
Then
90
good. Then you,
yards, 80
right.
yards, God bless him.
God. Right.
But
Right.
don't give him half a football field
No.
where
I'm
he
not going
gets
to
you
make it
down
easy
in
for
two
you. Yeah.
plays. Yes.
Right.
Not going to just give you the game. He just handed them the game.
No. No. I mean, I've
Oh,
never
for
seen a boxer
God.
go into a boxing match and say, "Hey, you get one free shot. Go ahead." You know?
Just jab me. All you
Yeah.
want.
Right.
Jab
Yeah.
me.
I think.
Jab me
Boom.
all you want. Now you might
Yeah.
knock me out, but you can keep jabbing me. No, no,
Yeah. No.
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 I was like, what is he thinking?
Mm,
And I think in today's game, the coaches have went away from common sense.
yeah. I agree. I agree.
They've went away from common sense and just go to what the numbers say,
Yeah.
not what the feel of the game
Right, because
says.
the numbers can't gauge, if my guys are tired, the atmosphere that I'm at. We've been going to war for the last 58 minutes. We're in the final 2 minutes. The sheet doesn't say, hey, what everybody's emotions are. Too. I mean, it's a very emotional game.
Yes, and you got to think about it. Your team had just stopped Washington at the
I
2 yard
know.
line,
I know.
and you give Penix another shot with a half a field with
Well,
2 minutes left.
he said,
That's
well,
like that's like you getting a pass to heaven, and you say, "Oh well, I'm going to
well, let me
stab
just
this dude right before I get to
right,
heaven
right. Yeah,
and
I
see
got some
and
unfinished
take my
business.
chance. I got some
Yeah,
unfinished
right.
business. They're gonna let me go anyway. I'm saved. So
Yeah,
let me
right.
stab this. No,
No, no.
no,
I just want we don't condone
no.
any stabbing,
Punt.
even hypothetical.
Yeah, punt, punt, punt.
Thank you.
Put them at negative field position. Make Penix have to drive 80 yards.
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
lot more difficult if he has to make 5 big plays within 2 minutes than to make these
Yes.
two.
Right. And Oregon's defense is, for one thing about the Pac-12, Oregon and Washington, both those teams, they have pretty solid defenses. It wasn't like, oh, this is like, Oregon State or somebody, or, what I'm saying, or
Yeah.
something like that. So I don't know.
Oregon State looked pretty good too.
They beat what UCLA. I was watching that a little
Yes.
bit too.
They look
Yeah.
pretty good too.
Yeah. Six
They're
and one on the year
physical.
now.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
physical too, but I just Lannon.
Yes. Yes. I'm sorry. I shouldn't badmouth the Beavers of Oregon State. I'm sorry, guys. Don't come after me.
Lannon, oh man. I was just looking at him like you
Hmm.
you basically caused your team to lose the game.
It's like that CNC Music Factory song, things that make you go, hmm.
Right. It's just like, what in the world? It's like, man.
Hmm.
But anyway.
Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying. Celebrate a Browns victory. Now we're stuck in
Yes, sir.
Pac-12.
Yes. Browns victory Sunday and victory Monday. Like I said, Ed, I will see you at work tomorrow, bright and early, to holla at you. The Browns are now 3-2 in the AFC North, and they take on the Indianapolis Colts. Ed, do you got anything to say before we leave up out of here?
I just want to say congratulations to Browns Nation. We needed it. Well deserved. Like I said, PJ Walker, thank you, thank you, thank you. You came in, you gave the city, the team, and everybody a spark. You didn't play perfect, but if you have to go in Indianapolis, you'll have a week under your belt. Shouts out to Deshaun Watson and the preparation that he helped provide this week and being a good mentor. Because look, being a franchise quarterback is more than just what you do on the field. It's what you do off the field as well. And brother, you came
Facts.
through and you brought it for the city. So I want to thank you for that. And I just want to thank you, Keith, for having me on because, when we're Locked On Sports 216, hey, it's just
Yes,
like being at
sir.
home. We'll be at home tomorrow at We Like Sports. Check us out,
Yes,
5:30.
sir.
Got Mr. Spectacular on. Peyton Vince loves to go all around. Now we got the world of wrestling coming in. But I'll tell you what, that's going to be a nice segue into more NFL talk, more Browns Victory Monday
Yes.
celebrations. And that's all I got, Keith. But I want to thank you and hope you have a great night. And Ed at work, Keith, be nice to him because, look, his name is Ed. I'm an Ed. We're good people, but we're not all perfect. So go Browns.
You see my smile. Can't wait to see Ed tomorrow. Anyway, shout out to the Cleveland Browns. Shout out to the defense. They set the tone. They told San Francisco it wasn't going to be easy. And they held the 49ers under 30 points. And they beat the 49ers up. Shout out to PJ Walker. Played a good game. Made a couple mistakes, but he made up for them. And he got us the win. Also, shout out to Jim Schwartz, the defensive coordinator. Great game plan. Great game plan. Shout out to Coach Stefanski. Well, matter of fact, hold on, I ain't finished. Shout out to the running backs coach,
Stump
Stump
Mitchell.
Mitchell.
Yep.
He had them boys ready to play today in the backfield. And shout out to Bill Callahan, the Browns offensive line coach, opening up the holes for the run game. And he gave us, think about it, you only heard Bosa's name once.
I'm glad you said that. I was gonna say, did you hear Nick Bosa's name? I didn't hear it. I saw that
Just
in the
once.
pregame they were talking about it once.
Just once. Just once. You only heard his name once. Shout out to Coach Bill Callahan. For the most part, the coaching staff gets a B plus today.
Yep.
Coaching staff. It gets a B plus. Shout out to Stefanski because you did get that one signature win that when the odds weren't in your favor. So I have to give you your props because I do get in your ass a lot.
as you
I do
should,
talk
as you
stuff.
should.
I do get in your grill a lot about stuff, but I
Keith
will
is
give
not
you your
getting.
props.
You are not getting a Christmas card from Stefanski, even if you butt kiss even more. It's not happening, so it's okay. It's all right.
I don't give a damn. His Christmas card for me can be go 11-6, win the division.
Ooh, I
That's
like it.
my
I like
Christmas
it.
card.
Fair
I'll
enough.
take that.
Take
You ain't
that.
got to buy me shit. You ain't got to buy me a damn thing. Go 11-6, win the division, or finish as a wild card. Preferably win the division so they can get a home game here.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
also, shouts out to the fans that went down, braved the weather, and y'all was the 12th man for real. Y'all should be proud of yourselves because I heard the crowd noise and everything. Shout out to y'all for spurring the Browns on.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
Browns are now 3-2 next week. Travel 4 hours away to Indianapolis. Let's go beat the Colts and get to 4-2. But right now, let's celebrate this victory, have fun, and then Tuesday be back at it. But now we about to get off here. Shout out to everybody for tuning in. Y'all should comment though. Holla at us. The chat lines is open.
Holla.
Holla. And we'll be back on Thursday, Locked On Sports 216. I will be on We Like Sports Show tomorrow with Ed in Columbus and KC in Tampa. I know he got his Baker Mayfield creamsicle jersey on. Already know they got the creamsicles on today against Detroit. So
Yes.
already know he got his creamsicle jersey on. So we'll see what happens with that. They had Baker as a highlight on the pregame today
I watched his little
on
interview. Yeah,
Fox.
they had.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah. Well, good for him. I mean, we'll
he ain't
see.
say He ain't say nothing crazy, so hey,
No.
which is cool. It
He
means
was humble. He was humble. It was nice
yeah,
to see. It was nice
shows
to
he's
see.
starting to learn and everything. And I think with
Yeah.
time and age,
Yeah.
you learn that you don't have to overreact to everything.
Hey,
But
we got. Hey, you
still,
know what? Good luck to him. But hey, you know what? I'm just happy. We got our guy. We got Deshaun. We got PJ Walker, and we got a
yes.
victory, Keith. So hey, Baker, I don't. it's nice to know you, but enjoy
Yeah,
your
good.
creamsicle, Josie.
Yeah, I can see you said good luck to Baker, but I still want Detroit to win.
Go Detroit.
I still want Detroit to win. What's
Fair
up,
enough.
Max C? I love a feel good game. Everything feel you damn right about that, Max. Everything
Amen.
feels better. Everything. That's why we play the game. If it was on paper, San Francisco wins.
Yeah.
But it was on the field, and the Browns pulled it out. But anyway, this is your man, Keith Allen, with Ed from Columbus. And we are about to be up out of here. Stay tuned for tomorrow when We Like Sports Show comes on at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check us out. Hit us up, make comments and everything. And also Thursday, check out Locked On Sports 216. Also tomorrow, check out Mad Mondays as we have a special guest, Miss Indica Spitz, on
Oh.
Mad Mondays tomorrow at 7 p.m. Me, Sean C, and Voodoo.
Ooh.
Check us out. We ain't been on in a minute and
Okay.
everything. And everybody, celebrate the win. Be safe. Be well. And until tomorrow, we'll see y'all soon. This is Locked On Sports with Keith Allen and Ed from Columbus signing out. Peace.
Go Browns.